already familiar. Thank you. Yeah. Some guys are already familiar with career development, but in this particular session, what are we going to see, right? What is my expectation for you? Uh, what is the expectation that you would have from myself? Okay. So, and the career session will start with me assuming that you guys don't have any CV, right? So, and you don't know how to create one, right? But if you already have one CV, brilliant. If you don't, that is also good anyway. So, but one thing that we're going to start with is how do we create our CV? That is the first thing, right? How do we create our CV? What is a good CV look like? So, but the question that I would now that you guys will be asking is like, yeah, I don't even know my job. I don't know my role. So how would I know how to create a good CV? So, which is good, right? So, but one thing when we do this, we kind of show you what should go into your CV, even though you don't know what a Scrum Master should do or a BA should do, but we will tell you how to get their responsibilities. How do you do that? So one good place to check is ChatGPT or Bing. Do you get? So, and you would be creating that CV. So we show you from beginning how you can do a CV. Like you don't have anything at all. So it will start from very, very beginning, like creating one Word document and starting from the header, from the profile to the tools that you need to put in there and say. So one thing that we also do is you will also create your CV as if you've kind of finished in the next 3 months. So what are the things that we expect you to know, or what are the things that you would know in the next 3 months, so that you don't start creating your CV at the end of the program. You will create your CV before, and then you start to work out, okay, this responsibility, I've actually done it now. I've done it now. I've done it now. Because you would know, I will tell you what a BA should do, what a QA should do. And even on the introduction that we did on Tuesday, that Moji did, go and visit it again, right? Because in that introduction, she actually explained the responsibilities of each of the roles. But we are not going to advise you to kind of go into the video and copy and paste what's there. Otherwise, your CV is going to be similar to other people as well. So you would be writing it on your own word and then putting it in your CV. We will give a template that you can follow or some templates as well. We'll also show you how to get a template from different sources that you can use. And there's also an affiliation that we add with some organizations that actually help you review your CV as well. So once you've done your CV, we'll ask you to send it to them to review, also check it with ATS to ensure that, yeah, your CV is okay. They would look at your CV in terms of literally like a recruiter, but of course without any knowledge of your role. So that's one thing that they will do. But having done that, yeah, so what you will now do will provide you with a link, right, where you will upload your CV, okay? So you upload your CV, then we from Blue Sky will now review your CV. So what we are looking for is the technical ability. So, and also the buzzword that you use, which the other people may not be able to kind of give you that feedback anyway. So, and also we'll also give you feedback in terms of transferable skills, what you need to do. And also, if you do require or you need, you can also speak to any of the mentors within your team. So, because virtually all of them has gone through the program and virtually some they are actually working. So you can actually ask them personal questions as well. How did you do what? Then also show them your CV as well so that they can be able to give you feedback. So that would happen, right, within 3 weeks of being on the program, right? So then moving on, we know that yeah, after the CV, you need to start applying, right? So we also assume that you don't know where to go to, how to apply. So we'll also do that for you. We'll give you insight into how you can apply, where to apply, and how many applications you need to do per day. And because the program is about you getting jobs, okay, so that's more important. So what do we need to do for you to get jobs? So those are the things that we want to focus on in the next batch. So then after that, so you would also then come in, right? We will do your CV reviews, okay, as well, okay. CV reviews is always kind of like 3 sessions, all to be honest. So one thing I can tell you, because some people would think, oh, I won't send my CV so that they don't display it. We don't display people's CV, okay. So what we normally do is like when you send the CV to us, most especially myself, yeah, and a few of my senior colleagues would look at the CV and will give feedback and will come in there, right? We would, I would kind of look at your CV and I would maybe mention like 3 characters or 3 letters or 3 numbers from your telephone number or emails or anything, something that uniquely identifies you, right? Maybe your postcode, but it's only you that will know that, yeah, we are actually talking about you, right? So those are the things that we would say, right? So even if you are in advance or you are new, I would advise you to also upload your CV. So it's very, very important to get continuous feedback on your CV. One thing that I tell people as well, your CV should evolve as you're applying. So if you have a CV last week or 2 weeks or a month, so as you're applying, you should be seeing something that you want to add or remove on your CV. So you should not, yeah, be creating a CV that will be stale and is there and you are not changing it. Another good feedback also that I need to give to you are tips. So, and once you start to apply, right? So, and you upload your CV to some job portal, every week, ensure that you remove your CV and upload it again, right? So the reason being the fact that if your CV has been there for like, let's say 6 months or a year, or maybe 3 months, and you did not remove it, right? So it shows that after 3 months, they would think, oh, if this guy is good, he should have got a job, right? Because sometimes the portal will show when you uploaded the CV, right? And that's why, even though if you have not made any changes to the CV, right, just remove it, right, upload it again, and then the recruiter will think, oh, this person is just back into the market. So yeah, I think his CV is new. Let's give this person a call. Oh, so that's how it works. So then after that, we would actually tell you about what you need to do in terms of application and different level of stakeholders, I call them stakeholders, that you are going to be talking to, from the recruiter, hiring manager to, yeah, even the HR person. Then from there, we'll move into interview, right? How do you prepare for interview? I think I did that 2 sessions now, last week and 2 weeks ago. How to prepare for interview. What are the things that you need to do when you're preparing for interview? What are the pitfalls? What are the things that you shouldn't do? What are the things that you shouldn't say at interviews? How should you proceed with the interview? Different level of interviews that you could do, right? So those are the things that you are going to get from this. So that is how this particular session will be structured. And also, of course, we also will give list of companies that are offering sponsorship in IT for those ones that are looking for sponsorship as well. So those are another thing that would give anyway. So more importantly, so when you go for interviews, all right, they'll be looking at, or you'll be talking about what you do, right? Rather than the um, rather than the lecture or the training that you had, right? So that's why the PRIS program is practical. So because we will give you work to do, right? There will work that you will do, even though we will train you, then we'll give you work to do. So those things that you will be doing is what you will go for interview. You go and say at interviews, right? So yeah, maybe put a pause right now and ask if anyone has got any question on what I've said.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got a question.
Okay, all right, go for it.
Sorry, I just want to quickly ask, how quickly can we start sending our CVs, and how quickly can we start making applications? Because I think over the last weekend, I got some opening that we should start. There is an opportunity to apply for some jobs. So I was like, maybe I should ask if it's not going to be too fast for me to start making applications. So I just want to know, please, when can we start? Thank
Okay,
you.
all right. That's a good question, which I think Olawumi has answered this before, which I'm going to answer again. There's no question that's foolish anyway, no matter how many times you repeat it. One thing that I can say is like, yeah, you should apply as early as possible, right? And now the question is, how is early as possible, right? So if you think your CV is ready, right, you should apply. The only thing that could happen, what's the worst that can happen? They tell you no, and then you get the feedback anyway. So, but you should apply as early as possible. So if you already got a CV and send it out, that's fine. But one thing I can say is you might as well just wait for the time that we started to do CV reviews. Like I said, which is going to happen within 3 weeks, right? So that we get people to do their CVs as well. But before we start to review CV, we will let people know how a CV should be done. Do you get it now? So then, but if you think, yeah, my CV is ready and you want to send it out, yeah, please do send it. Of course, then, like I said, and allow me also mention it, when you go for interviews, you would kind of you may not be able to hold up on the conversation because you may not know what to say, right? Because you've not gone through the program. But sometimes it's also good to get the knowledge as early as possible, right? So if you go for an interview and they give you feedback, oh, you didn't say this, then when you come into the program, you know what you are fixing. Do you get it now? You know, oh, I went for interview. They told me about this. I didn't explain it better. Then you can actually speak to the tutor when the program is going, or speak to the mentor. Oh, what exactly is this? How do I respond to this question? And which I think will be good. Yeah. Deji, does that answer your question? Is that okay?
Yes, please. Yes, thank you so much, sir.
All right,
Thank
cool.
you.
No problem. All right, Davis.
Yeah, all right, thank you. My question is, I'm from electrical background. I currently work for an electrical company. I'm an electrical engineer, just straight to that. So I've just been racking my brain around this, like, how do I create a CV for my electrical installation work that matches what I want to dive into now, because I'm trying to into the world of IT to become a software tester and subsequently probably do some other stuff like maybe programming. So now to get a fresh CV that reads, oh, now I'm now into software testing. I've just been wrapping my brain around that, and the more I think about it, it seems I'm even getting more confused. Like I don't even know how to go about it first. So can you just probably put me through and give me a little info on how?
Okay, all right. That is a good question. I'll tell you, different people have done different things, right? And I will tell you some instances anyway. So, and maybe other mentors will also share with you actually. So, and for instance, let's say within your engineering, you have a product, right? To be honest, there's no product that you would give to the client without testing. Do you get it now? In that approach, it's not converting knowledge or transferable skill into software testing, because what you are saying is like, yeah, in my work with T&C engineering, right, I am involved in testing the product or the application right before it's released. Do you get it now? So, what you could be doing it as an ad hoc, right? But in this time right now, you will know how it's been done, right? You may have a moment of okay, that's how it should be done before now. But now, when you are doing your CV, you do it like professional now. So yeah, saying okay, maybe at that point you will just be, and when you did it with T&S engineering, you are only writing your result down. You are not being structured about it. But within the software testing program, you'll be told how to do the proper report, how to write test cases and everything. So that is one thing, right? So now you just need to go back and say, oh, how many testing have you done? For instance, like you, everybody, for me, right, everybody has done software testing one way or the other, right? So yours is quite easy, to be honest. Whether it's the first time you pick a phone, right? The first thing that you do is testing. Even if you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you do is testing. You test your eyes, you test your leg, you test everything, right? It's testing. The same way for those guys that say, okay, I'm doing a BA, right? So, and you, in your previous job, you always write requirements, or you always write documents, you always provide this, or the document might not be for software testing or for software, or it might be for different things. You just have to look at that transferable skills and say, okay, yeah, I write requirement for this particular accounting, blah, 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 or for this particular, yeah. So that's just it. The same thing for the Scrum Masters as well, right? As a Scrum Master, you will be doing facilitation of different ceremonies. Maybe in your former job, is you don't call it ceremony, you call it maybe daily updates, right? It's synonymous to stand up, right? That we do, right? Maybe you are the one that's coordinating and sending invites. Yeah. So at that point, what you are doing is similar to what a Scrum Master should do, right? And then you are the one that will collate the report and ensure that people actually do what they need to do and everything. You just need to look back and say, oh, this is similar to what I've been doing before. And you can, yeah, now relate that to your present role. There will be something that will be similar to what you've done before, as long as you got experience in different things, because most of, whether it's IT or not IT, there's similarities on this particular roles. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Well, honestly, not completely, but I think
Okay.
I'll just let
No,
it
no, no.
rest there.
Let's, if it's not complete, if you have some doubt, let's, because yeah, you can shed more light on it anyway. So yeah,
Yeah,
if you're happy to
okay.
share, yeah.
So like probably I think maybe if I can send my current CV across, and then probably you have a look, and as a guide, maybe tick one or two lines that you feel okay. Because I keep looking at it, I'm like, where can I actually extract this software testing from in this on this CV? I mean, it's really making me crazy for some days now, but I feel I will still get through to it anyway. I just said, let me ask and probably get more insights. Though I got some from some of the points you've made. I think it will help me to make some headway in the days ahead.
Okay, all right. So thanks, David. So I think I've got some of my team members raising their hand. Who's that? Is that part? So
Yeah, Doje. Yeah, it's Pat here. Good evening, everyone. Um, I just wanted to share a bit of um a little bit of my contribution based on the question the last person asked. So I don't know who is asking the question, but you're the one with the electrical engineering background, right? So the judge said the judge has already shared what second, excuse me. The judge has already shared his input and giving you some scenarios of what um, you may experience based on what we've experienced here with people coming on the platform as well. So, first of all, uh, you coming from the electrical engineering background, will tell whoever wants to employ you as well, will tell that person that you have some technical skills. All right. Now, whether those technical skills are related to software testing or not, then you're coming on the program. Maybe you've probably gone for a software testing course somewhere before, because I think you seem really, really worried about how to fit the software testing into your CV. Meaning probably you have, I don't want to assume, probably you have some exposure to software testing. So you will be able to identify, it's going to be on you mostly because you're the one who knows what you have done in this electrical engineering role. So you don't overthink it. By the time you start the internship and you start the training and you're actually doing your own research as well in terms of the testing processes, software testing life cycle, and all that. Those are the concepts there are what you would take into where you're coming from and try to identify what looks like it from where you're coming from. And the ultimate um the ultimate output there would be how you articulate that on your CV. So when you get to that point, you have mentors who would help you and support you with that. Okay, so but another plus that you have is that if I don't know which other what other thing you have on your CV. However, coming from that side of engineering tells me that there's some domain knowledge already, which would also serve as something that is showing value to the industry you're applying for. And that will be more value if you're targeting your CV applications to companies that are related, who seek somebody with that domain knowledge that you have. So regardless of whatever background you're coming from, there's always something that you're coming with that would also stand you out. It would not be probably the company you're going to be employing, you're going to apply to, or the skills and how you articulate those skills on your CV. I hope I'm making sense. I just wanted to just clear your mind of any doubts of headache of, oh, how do I put them together or not? You get there, you get the exposure, you get the support. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Pat. Okay. Hope that answers your question or actually kind of, yeah, add more knowledge to the issue, if that's okay.
Yes, it does. I mean, from the explanation, I've while the explanations was going on, I've already run through my CV again, and I've picked some stuff already that I will be able to match with what you guys are saying. Yeah, in the course of my career, I've done things like electrical energy audit, where we collect data and analyze them. So I think that is a good plus to me. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, all right, cool. Because to be honest, as you go through the program, you will see the similarities between your former role. To be honest, it's only you that can bring them out. But we'll do our best to ensure that we open your eyes to that area. As you are going through that, you need to be looking back into your CV to say, oh, okay, what have I done that is similar to this? What have I done that is similar to that? So I think most of us have done similar things in our role. And yeah, if you're already working, so that you can actually bring in anyway. So you just need to kind of see. So another thing that I want to tell you, this is, I always tell people, right? So this is one thing that a recruiter told me, right? This happened a few years ago, right? So there was a particular role that the recruiter called me for, right? And even the role, I think the particular role was in Southampton, right? So, and I went for the interview because sometimes I go for interview not because of the job, just to go and see the place and also to enjoy myself actually, because I love interviews, to be honest. I went for the interview, and because it was also far, and I'll just let me just take a trip and enjoy myself. So I went there, and it was good, and we had a good rapport, and then they kind of wanted to offer me the job, right? The recruiter called me and they said they wanted to offer the job. And I told the recruiter, I said, I'm not going to take the job, right? He asked me why. Is it the rate? And the rate is okay, it's fine. But I said, is the title, right? Because at that time, and I thought the title is a bit lower in my in terms of what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a senior role, and this title doesn't fit my profile. But the money is okay. The reason I was saying so was like, in case in future, if I want to put it on my CV, it doesn't look as if I've gone down in my profile. And but of course, and the guy told me, said, Deji, title is just title, right? So, and don't worry about any title. The job is more important. Even when I entered the role, I found that even though the title is not is really not commensurable to what you do, it's a senior role, but they put a wrong title, right? So you were saying anything that you put on your CV, don't worry, I would give you reference. So that, because you look at even right there in Nigeria as well, some people will call senior manager. You go to another place, they will call it deputy manager, right? Some people will call it assistant manager. You go to another place, it's deputy manager. Some people will call it something. Yeah. So different people, or vice president, different thing, senior manager or something like that. So roles title sometimes doesn't really matter, right? So, but the major thing is the responsibilities, right? So, and even right now you can put any title and then corroborate it anyway. So because in different role, they or different company will call their title differently anyway, just to put it out there for anyone. So now, one thing I just want to use a few minutes that I have to kind of encourage someone, actually, right? We always do that as well. So to encourage you, most especially those guys that are coming in, right? So, my main title of this encouragement is what I would call "You Can Do All Things," right? For the spiritual people, actually, for those ones that are religious, you can say you can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, or whatever that is anyway. So, okay. So, but one thing I want to ensure that you know is like you can really do all things, right? You can do all things, right? So if you allow me to go to tell you a story, actually, there was a man, right? Of course, in the Bible, his name was Gideon, right? He was very timid, right? And even though he was encouraged by even the Most High to say, Gideon, you are a man of valor, he was like, no, this is not me. I'm the least of the least. If you are calling the least, I'm even the least. If you are calling the least of the least, my name will be there. Some of us will be in that situation, right? You can, maybe you're already fretting, you're already kind of, I cannot do this thing. If you're talking about technical things, I'm the least technical. You know what runs in your brain, what is, yeah. Don't worry, maybe you might be the Gideon of our time, right? You might also, even though some mentors have spoken to you, you can do it. Or maybe your friends are the one that actually encourage you to enroll, or maybe it's your parents, your brother, your sister, your friend, or it might be your spouse that encourage you, strengthen you. But one thing, you need to believe in your ability. You need to believe in your ability. And I believe that you can really do it, right? If you put your heart to it, and you can do that. So we have Gideon that he was actually stretching with, right? When the angel came to him and called him different name. But maybe you might also be called different names as well. Maybe they might call you IT guru. You might say, who are you calling? Or maybe at this time you need to change your orientation. You need to change your foresight. You need to also start calling yourself, I'm a software tester. I'm a BA. Address yourself as though, right, that you already started working. In fact, even on Blue Sky, you've already started working, right? So when your friends meet you, good morning, what do? I'm a Scrum Master now, right? Believe that you are, and indeed you are, right? So it's very, very important to know that, yeah. So right now, start addressing yourself, all right? So put it on LinkedIn, I'm a Scrum Master with Blue Sky. I'm a data analyst with Blue Sky. In fact, you are. Speak to your friend. So, and one thing that I shared, I don't know whether it was this on this platform that I shared, that someone actually finished this program and he was talking to his friend. I'm a BA now. And instantly, yeah, are you a BA? And they start to talk. Of course, this person started to talk with some buzzword and everything. Eventually, it was like a pre-interview. But of course, he's a friend. Oh, you know your stuff. Okay. Then eventually he was referred to another company to go and do interview. That's how he got his role. So, and I want you, right, even though you might be in your threshing, you are threshing your wheat, okay? You might be in your wine press, whatever that means to you. But one thing that I can tell you, trust, yeah, trust your ability. You got it in you. God already deposited in you. So you can do whatever you want to do. You can do all things. You can do all things. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. It is very, very important to believe in yourself. And the same way we can see Gideon actually eventually was able to save lot of people, right? Even at that particular time, he actually saved Israelites. So you can also do the same thing, right? So, and once you get the job, to be honest, you are also saving a generation. So it might not be only your family alone. And one thing that I can tell you, we all have weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, to be honest. I tell people, right, if I can do it, you can, right? So maybe some people are coming here to look at someone that's got British accent, that's got Queen's English. No, unfortunately, I've got my weaknesses, and God has been so good that yeah, I believe that I can do something, and yeah, and it's working, to be honest. So if I can do, if some of the mentors here also could do it as well, believe you can also do it as well. Believe that you can do it. Do not look at your weaknesses. Do not look at your imperfection. Do not look at what you couldn't do or your inferiority complex. So look at the strength that you have, your willingness, your ability, your capability, and I know that once you are able to do that, you don't have any excuse to fail. Do you get now? So you need to just go in there, make sure that yeah, the greatness is inside of you. The greatness is inside of you. That job that you are looking for is out there. Just go and get it, right? So one thing I can ask you to do is to amplify your strength, right? Amplify your strength. Amplify your strength. And also, yeah, because there will be time that you are down, that you might be down, get some friends, okay? On this program, you will get a lot of friends. Trust me, you get a lot of friends that even when the program would end, you would miss them. You would maybe friends for life or something. So this is a network that we are building, a network of professionals. So in there, you'll be people that will build you up. They'll build your self-development. Yeah. So attend, yeah, to them, okay? And also, yeah, share your issues as well. Do you get it? It's a safe environment as well, to be honest. One thing I can say, it's a safe environment. You are responsible for your self-development, even though others can help you. Blue Sky can help you, but it's your responsibility, right? It is your responsibility. And one thing that I want to tell you is like, know that you got it in you, right? You got it in you. It is there. So, and no matter what you think, no matter what situation or what people around you are thinking that you cannot do it, I will believe that you can do it. And since you have registered for this program, ensure that you finish. Ensure that you keep on at it. And I can trust you. I'll trust you to finish. I'll trust you to finish because this internship is really, really intense, right? I'm only telling you right now, it's really, really intense, but brace up and you're going to be better off anyway. So one thing is like get your you need to also try to plan your lives as well, because yeah, plan your life, make sure that if you have kids, you get them ready before now and making sure you do everything, because the program will start from 7:30 with your meetings and everything. Then the trainings will start from 8 o'clock, and yeah, so that you can get them. Of course, if you do miss anything, that would be recorded anyway. But sometimes having to watch recording is not like live one, to be honest. There's a flavor when you are sent you go to cinema than watching it on YouTube. Yeah. So that's what you get anyway. So, but one thing I can tell you is like, yeah, amplify your strength. Amplify your strength. You have everything that you need. And take responsibility for your self-development. And I believe that once you are here, you've already taken the first step, right? So it's really, really you, right? And God will help you. Amen. So I'll quickly pray, right? Because the journey is far. All right. The journey is far. So for people, if you don't mind, so it's okay if you are not a man of faith or if you are not religious, but I believe in power of prayer. So that he that began a good work in you is faithful to complete it. And I therefore pray for concerning everyone on the sound of my voice that you are brought here this evening, that you would amplify their strength, you would help them. The Holy Spirit would direct them. We also pray concerning those ones that are still kind of afraid or you are still clueless.